Hello, happy Friday. I hope everyone is having a great day so far. Welcome back to Ecstasy Crafts. Today I've got some Hunkydory Christmas goodies to show you guys. I wanted to show you guys a little technique and also a really cute and fun step-up pop-up card from Hunkydory that I've been obsessed with, and it's so easy. I just want to show you guys how easy it is, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to flip over my camera because I wanted to show you some card samples first to kind of explain what I'm going to be showing you for a technique. Plus, I've just finished some card samples, so I thought I might as well show you guys. This is the technique that I will be doing with the snowfall acetate from Hunkydory. It just makes it a little bit different. It makes it look really cool. I love the snowfall acetate. I use it on a lot of my cards, as you'll notice. And I even have 2 more that I did this way. I think I did more than 4 like this, but this is all I grabbed. And then there's also other ways you can use your snowfall acetate. I used it for a backing to create this cool little card. It's an easel card, and then you can fold it nice and flat to ship it into the mail. And then this one is from the Christmas 9th book of Christmas. This is the little book from Hunkydory, and it's got all these adorable images in here. I just wanted to show this quickly because it is so adorable, and it does match the card I'm going to be making today. So I'm going to move these out of the way, and we'll get started. I actually haven't prepped anything for this because I ran out of time, and normally I do. So you guys will get to see it all start to end. This is the Hunkydory, it's called Cute Christmas. It is Cute 24-901. This is the paper pad I'm using, well, not paper pad, topper pad I'm using today. I'm just going to take it out of the packaging. And they are the cutest little dogs, and they've got this red foiling on it. So I did grab some red snowfall foil and just a matte one, just in case. Obviously, I've got my snowfall acetate. That's what will create that little bubble. And let's just get started. I'm going to use this one here. I'm going to start by popping it out. The nice thing about Hunkydory's toppers is they're all pre-cut, so it makes card making a whole lot quicker, which I appreciate. I really like. So I'm just going to pop this out, and I'm going to take out the middle layer. So I've got my top frame with these 2, or I guess there's 3 dog paws, which is so cute. Dogs are my favorite animals, so that's why I'm doing the dogs. There are cats as well. So I'm taking this out. I'm not going to use this layer, but I could save it to use for something else. So I'm going to set that aside. And let's see what we're going to do for our background. So I might just do the black because it's got those dots in the background, and I don't want, unless I do this sideways. No, I think I like the black. So I'm going to cut that. And just debating, I could either do that or I could do my card sideways, but I still see the dog's ears. So I'm going with the black. This is a 5x7 card base, so I'm going to make this, I'm going to do it smaller. So we're going to cut this up. I'm using my Studio Light paper trimmer. It's got the scoring tool and the paper trimmer, so it's just easier for me instead of grabbing the scoring and a paper trimmer. It's 2 in 1. I'm going to cut the edge off because I just want the background. And I'm going to make this is the width. So instead of 5x7, it's going to be 4 3/4. We'll do 4 3/4. But I want the middle to be lit up. You'll notice that it fades off towards the edges. So I'm going to cut where it fades. I'm going to cut that down. And then I'm going to flip it back around, and I'm going to do the 4 3/4 of an inch, because then I'm going to create a little frame. There we go. I always pull that out by accident. Okay, now I'm going to test it on here. Yep, that is the right size. And then again, the length is 7, so I'm going to do 6 3/4 of an inch here. And the up and down doesn't matter as much for this. I keep pulling this out. I don't know how. Okay. So I've got the base now. So I'm actually going to, for sake of measurements, to get you guys to kind of understand a little bit, I'm going to build the snowfall acetate arch now. So I'm going to grab my acetate and I'm going to trim it to the height. So this is 6 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to trim the acetate to 6 3/4 of an inch. And then remove the excess. And now this, you're going to want to pay attention for this area because this part can get a little bit confusing. So I have got it about a 1/2 of an inch past where the scoring area is going to be. I'm going to slide up my cutting because I'm not going to cut this. I'm going to score this. So using my scoring tool, I'm scoring a 1/2 an inch. So that way when I add it behind the card, it will fold nicely. So this next one, you're measuring from the score line. So you'll notice that there is a line. This is from the score. So the measurement, again, it's not coming right from the edge of the paper. It's going to come from the score line. So that's going to be, so I did 5 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to do 5. I'm going to do, no, this was, sorry, this is 6 3/4 of an inch. I'm going to do 7 inches because I want it 1/4 of an inch larger to create that bellow out look. So this is going to be 7 inches. And again, I'm not cutting, I'm scoring. Oh, I just realized it's actually 5 inches. 7 inches is the height. So erase that. Sorry, my bad. 5 inches. That's okay. I didn't ruin anything, so that's fine. So I scored at 5 inches. Now I'm going to move my score line back a bit, and I'm going to cut from that score line over a 1/2 of an inch. So I'm going to lift this up, grab a black piece of cardstock so I can show you a little bit easier with the lines. So you'll notice there are 2 lines here. So from this line to this line, it is 5 inches exactly. I did that wrong. I just realized I did this wrong. Oh my gosh. Okay. We are going to do this again. Ignore what I just said. It's been a very busy day for me. So I had a feeling my brain's not fully in it. So I'm going to trim this down to 7 inches again. Okay, well, this time will be right. This is normally what happens with me. I have done this so many times. I should be a pro, but somehow I mess it up. All right, we're going to do this again. So again, scoring a 1/2 of an inch. I'm going to move my trimmer up. Score at 1/2 of an inch. Then I'm going to flip this around, and from my score line, I'm going to do 5 1/4. Last time I did 5, and that was the exact length of this. I want it larger than this, so when I bunt up the edges, it creates that bellow out look. So we have got, instead of 5, we're doing 5 1/4. You could do 5 1/2, which I think these ones were, but I don't necessarily want it out that thick. So I'm going to do 5 1/4 for this. And then from this line, I'm going to cut a 1/2 an inch, and then I'll show you guys the measurements again. And then before I do show you the measurements, I'm just going to make sure I got that right. Okay, that is right. So it's going to create that bellow out look. I did realize it's not 7 inches. It should be 6 3/4 of an inch. I messed up the length. So I'm just going to trim from the bottom. Trim a little bit off. I don't even know if I cut that straight. Yeah, I did, I think. Oh yeah, it was straight. For some reason, it didn't look straight to me. All right, now I can show you what we're doing. So this is a 1/2 inch. This edge to the line is a 1/2 inch. This edge to this line is a 1/2 inch. This space here is 5 1/4 inch. So it is larger. You want it larger than what you're putting it on. So we're going to set this aside. We'll come back to that in a second, and we're going to actually add our image on. So I'm going to, I think, do my card up like this. And then what sentiment? Have a possum Christmas. Merry Christmas to the dog. I think I love that one. Merry Christmas to the dog. That's too adorable not to use. And I think I want to cover up the bottom a little bit. So I'm going to move that down. That's about in the spot I want. I'm going to add some foam pads. I'm using the nice large Hunkydory foam pads you'll see. This makes card making so much easier. It's instead of those teeny little ones, it saves me so much time. So I'm just using, I only need about 4. And I'm just taking the backings off. And I'm going to place this to the best of my ability centered. I think that's centered. All right, now I'm going to use some foam strips along here. These are the Hunkydory foam strips. And I like these ones because you can kind of manipulate the strips around the edge like so. You can see I bent it. You don't have to do as much cutting, which is nice. So I just like to add it for the most part all the way around. I left a little bit of a gap, but that's okay. Add that, and then I'll probably need to trim this one because it's going to be too long, but that's okay. Just manipulate that and then cut off the excess. All right, save that for later. Peel this off. If I can peel it. I don't know what's going on. There we go. Oh, no. Got half of it. There we go. And then the last one. Now this is going to go over top like so. And then this is going to cover the bottom. Since it's covering the bottom a bit, I'm just going to place a little bit of foam tabs along the bottom. So a little bit down there, cut off the excess. I'll show you in a second. I'll show. So you can see it's at the bottom because if I were to put foam tabs all over, this top would be lifting like so. Since it's going flat, you'll notice it'll be on top of what's already lifted. Then you can add some double-sided tape, which I'm going to do, or you can add some glue to the top to keep it extra secure. So I'm just going to remove that. Place this on. All right, now we get to go to the fun stuff. All right, just as a reminder, because I did mess this up already, this is height-wise is the same height that I'm putting it onto. And then width-wise, from my 2 score lines, I made it a 1/4 inch larger. You could do a 1/2 inch, but I wanted mine not too large. And now I'm just going to tighten that score line on both sides. And then I'm going to stick this in to give you guys an idea of what it looks like. So I've got one edge pinched in here, and then on the other edge where we've got that score, it's going to pinch right in, and you can see it's got that bubble to it. So now let's add that. You can either add tape on the inside here along that little strip, or I find it easiest just to tape along the back edge of my card. So I'm going to do that. And it doesn't have to be any heavy duty tape. I would definitely use a strong tape for this, but it doesn't, this tape works well. I have never had an issue with this tape in the acetate. All right, now I should have done one at a time, but I got ahead of myself. So now I'm going to piece this in, make sure that it's tight along the edge. So make sure that it's not too far out. It's nice and tight, as you can see. Pinch that down, make sure it's not going anywhere. Hi, Maddie. I hope you're having a good Friday. And then this edge, I'm going to push right in, make sure it's lined up top to bottom, and then just start adhering that to the tape that's on the back. So the back will look like so. Again, I'm just going to keep pinching and making sure it's all tight on there. All right, so that is kind of the main part of the card. Now, let's see what it looks like if I were to directly put it on the base. I think I want to put it on red. I think the red's too small. Yeah, I'm going to cut up the, let's see what this looks like. Yeah, we'll do that. So this is a 5x7 card, so I'm just going to do the 5x7 to cover it fully because there's not, I don't want the white showing. So get my trimmer. And I'm going to trim 5 inches. And then 7 inches. And then this should be, unless I did something wonky. Yeah, this will cover the top. I guess I cut not enough on the bottom. So I'm just going to trim the bottom of this to make sure that there's no white showing. Try that again. Huh, that was a good guess. All right. So now all I'm going to do is tape this down, if I can find the edge of the tape. Other way. There it is. Found it. And just tape along. I'm just doing 2 edges because nothing crazy is going to happen with this. So I don't need it too taped. This is just going directly on my card base. Hopefully I can get it straight. Oh. All right, ready for this? Is it straight? I think it might be. Wow, that is not bad. That's actually really good for me doing it live on camera. I feel like I always do it wonky when I'm filming because I'm kind of rushing. Okay, now I'm going to attach this. So I'm going to just tape it right down. I'm not gonna glue it, which I normally do. I'm normally a gluer. And just put tape. Now I'm putting tape around all of it just because the acetate, it lifts it slightly. So I'm going to just try and reinforce this, even though it doesn't really need it too badly, but we'll do it. I still have one more card after this too. So if you're on and watching live, don't go anywhere yet unless you've got to go eat, because I know some people watch me while they're on their lunch break. And make sure that's going to go with the fold. Yep. And then just place it down. Try and get it as straight as I can. I normally use glue because glue is a bit forgiving, but I think I did good this time. And then I usually just stick my fingers in a bit and then pinch the edge down just to make sure all that tape is secure. And voila, that is how you do that little arch with the acetate, the snowfall acetate. I could have actually gone a little bit smaller. I think I could have done probably 1/8 of an inch less or more, maybe 2/8 of an inch less. But yeah, that is that. I think it is so adorable. Now, moving on to the next thing. Get this junk out of the way. This is the Christmas pop-up steppers. These are so cool and so easy to make. This is going to be much quicker than the last one. So I'm going to open this up and show you. This does come with written instructions on the back. However, I'm just going to show you how to do it. There is, we have non-Christmas ones still as well. This is what it's going to create. I think you did do 1/2 inch. I think you might be right, Kelly. My brain is kind of wonky right now, but I think you might be right. Anyways, this is the non-Christmas one. So I wanted to show you that. We have those, but this is the Christmas one I'm building today. Comes with an envelope that it'll fit into, pre-die cut, which is amazing. And I'm just going to pop out the base layer here. I also didn't mention this is pre-scored too, which is nice. So you don't necessarily need a scoring tool. So I'm just going to fold that. If you do have one, it is nice just to tighten that down. And then the bottom, you'll notice that there are 2 more score lines. So this is going to get scored in. Doesn't really matter the way you score it because you can always manipulate it after. And then like so. So I just scored mine like this because this is actually going to get taped together here. So let's do that first. I've just got this Hunkydory permanent dots. And I'm just going to add some adhesive there and then just fold it down flat. So that's folded. And now I'm going to pop out my A, which is the door. This is such a cute part. I cannot wait to finish it. Normally, I recommend you add your 3D layers first before you attach it onto the base. What is the name of this one? This one in particular is called, is there a name on it? This is called Furry Christmas, but the concept of it is called the pop-up stepper card. And there are other Christmas ones too. All right, so I popped out my A. So there are score lines on this. You'll notice on this top tab, it actually gets folded once. So you can see when it folds like that. And then it gets folded another time. So I can just fold it like that. So there are 2 folds on the top. And then the bottom, it's all along the bottom. You just fold that once. And I'm just going to fold that and use that tool just because it helps. And then what I'm going to do is add tape along the bottom. That one was too thick, so hopefully I have a thinner one here. I don't think I do. Oh, I do. Perfect. So I'm going to grab a tape that is like the perfect size of this. Good width, and just tape along the whole bottom area where that letter A is. And then on the top, that first bend here. So you see how it's got one bend here and here. Just the very top bend is where you're going to add the tape, not down here, just this area. So I'm going to add some tape there. I prefer to use tape for this because it's quicker. It's not like you don't have to wait for it to dry. So I'm going to put the base down first. I'm going to peel that double-sided off. And I'm going to line this up perfectly. So I'll lift this up so you can kind of see it a little bit easier. So right over top, it's going to line up on the A. And once I get the A down, I'm just going to apply some pressure, make sure it's nice and tight. So you can see I've got that first layer down. Now I'm going to remove the top of the double-sided tape so it's sticky, if I can get it with my nails. Okay, I'm removing the whole thing. I can't get it with these nails. My nails are butchered from crafting and peeling, so they're very busted looking, but that's all right. Don't look at them too closely. Okay, so now this part, this is kind of the trickiest part, even though it's quite easy. I'm going to fold this completely back like that. And you'll notice there's only tape on the bottom half. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold the whole thing up like so and lay it flat. So you cannot see the tabs and the bottom layer is folded all the way up. So when I unfold it, watch it, it will have that 3D effect. And then it can stand. Now we still have one more layer, so I'm going to add B next. I like to be careful with them just because I'm very particular. And this one's got a hat that's got this small area. I don't want to rip anything off of. There we go. All right, similar to the last one, the bottom is going to get folded. And I'm going to flip it over and use my little tool. Flatten that. And then this actually has a hole in the center to pop out. So I'm just going to remove that. There we go. And now the tops again, same thing. Bend once, like so, and then it gets bent a second time. And then same on this side, bend once, and then bend a second time. All right, now I'm going to add my tape. So add this tape along the bottom, the full bottom of the dogs, and then this tape is going to get added just to the top. The very top. I'm going to use scissors and cut off the excess. And then I need a little bit more. If I can find the end of my roll. I butchered this one. It just came back from Las Vegas, and I'm not sure if the heat from the flight made the inside fall out, but now it's turned into a mess. It's supposed to look like this. Oh, this is an easy make and take. Yes, it's very good for beginner crafters. Even advanced crafters like myself love these kinds of cards still because they are so fun and adorable. I'm actually, after I'm done this, going to make my niece a card exactly from this kit, just not the Christmas version. There's like a really cute princess version that I know she'll be obsessed with. All right, now same thing. I could lay it like flat like this. I'm going to place this directly over top of the B and try not to do it crooked. There we go. So I've got my B down, apply the pressure. And now again, what we're going to do is fold these tabs all the way back. Now, since this is kind of getting stuck here, you can kind of see it there. Actually, I haven't done this one yet. I think it might. You got to pinch the bottom up. In order for it to go flat, you got to pinch the bottom up on this one. So pinch the dogs and the base together. The other ones are so much, you don't have to, so much easier than this one for some reason. Of course, I picked the hard one, and now it'll work. There we go. So we've got our 2 layers here. And I did leave a little bit of stuff on his hat, so trim that off if I can trim it. Why am I not trimming very well? These scissors might be too big. I need my smaller Studio Light ones. All right, well, that is how the card stands. That's the front. Obviously, you've got all these additional 3D layers you could add on. And then what I really love is how you've got the inside of the card that you can write in. There's so much space. And on the back, it says handmade for you. So yes, that is the pop-up stepper. And then the snowfall acetate technique that we did together. All right, that is all I have today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope everyone has an awesome weekend. I should mention to any Americans out there, I don't know if you guys have a holiday this weekend, but in Canada we do. So Monday, our store is always closed anyway, but there will not be anyone here. There won't be anyone answering any customer service. So if you are trying to reach out this weekend, we won't be back in the office until Tuesday. If you do end up giving us a call, you can just leave us a voice message and then we'll just pick that up on Tuesday and give you a call back. But yes, I hope everyone in Canada, I'm not sure, we have a great holiday. No holidays in the US. Well, I hope all my fellow Canadians who have a holiday get to enjoy some nice weather, have some fun. And any Americans watching, I'm sorry, you don't get a holiday. All right. Take care, everyone. And I'll see you guys next Friday, same time, same place. And it'll probably be another Christmas. I feel like all the Christmas goodies are coming in now, so I'll probably keep showing some Christmas. Unless you guys have any recommendations of something else, let me know. Okay, bye for the third time. Take care.